Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about the Hunger Games, the books and the movies. I have loved this series for a long time and I really wanted to talk to you about this. I recently rewatched the movies and I think they are very interesting. I mean, they're visually interesting, the performances are actually pretty good, and it's a good young adult movie as well as young adult books. If you don't know what it's about, the Hunger Games is about a character called Katniss Everdeen, a girl from District 12, and there are 12 districts in this nation, and from each district the capital, which is the central government, chooses a girl and a boy in order to participate in these games, which basically are held in an arena, and it's free for all. Everyone can kill each other, and the point is that there's only one person at the end, and that person is called the victor, and they are given riches and fame and everything. And the capital does this, the central government, because they want to remind the districts that they caused a nuclear holocaust. Basically, they destroyed the past civilization because of another revolution, so they want to keep them in line with these Hunger Games. And of course, it's a really awful way to do that because they choose only children to do it, so it's really powerful. I think the imagery in both the books and the movies reminds us of concentration camps. I mean, it's really outstanding. If you see the first movie, it's a concentration camp when they are all reunited in the square and they are about to be ripped. That's a really powerful image, and I think it was really well done. And again, the performance by Jennifer Lawrence is really good. By everyone in the cast, I think it's really great. Woody Harrelson and Josh Hutcherson, you know, everyone is really good in this movie, and they have a really great art direction in the movies, a really great costume design. The effects are quite good. I think at least in one year it should have been nominated for an Academy Award, because in the second movie I think it was really good, the effects. I mean, they were very well done, and it would have been nice if they had appreciated that in the industry. Or the sound design is very well done too. This series of course is based again on a young adult book, and this book is in the same vein, I would say, that those in the Twilight books, as you may know, that were turned into movies too, or in some other books that have also a female lead at the center, especially a young female lead. And of course that's not really that uncommon in books, but it's really uncommon in movies, to be honest. And actually this is one of the few franchises that has a leading lady at the center, which is really strange. I mean, I was actually thinking there must be another one, and maybe Tomb Raider if you think about that, but aside from that there are really not many. And you could make the argument for Star Wars right now, but you don't. I mean, Star Wars right now is a little bit of a mess. You don't really know who the central character is because they try to make them all, and now it's like one. I mean, it's really confusing. But this one was one of the originals. Let's say the original a really successful young adult book, the very first series of books that had a really great following in young adult, and of course again with a leading lady at the center. And then a series of movies that was, at least in the first two movies, it was really successful. It was then not that successful because they decided to make two parts of the ending, and the ending was actually one book, so it was a little bit confusing. They could have done only one, but you know, companies only want to make money basically. And Lionsgate, which is the production company, and that's going to monetize this video actually, because they always monetize my damn videos, and they didn't really have anything more to profit from. I mean, this is the biggest series of movies that producing company has ever done, so of course they are going to milk that away. Some sequels have been talked about. I mean, but people are saying that we're going to let some time pass for that, but I don't really know what kind of sequels or prequels they are going to do. I mean, it would be a little bit too boring. I think it's revisiting one of these franchises that has told its main story. It's kind of silly. It never really works. It's not good. I think the story we have here, the characters, the themes are really powerful. There's a lot of politics in these movies. There's of course the theme of rebellion and saying and making action when you are not conformed with what's happening around you, and of course the theme of respect for each other and of revenge. I think there's a lot of revenge in this movie because there's a lot of suffering and there's a lot of people making other people suffer, and that's really harsh and that's really real. I think that's something that really happens in life and in wars. After the war, we have to say, okay, we have to find a way to really live with that person because that person still exists and still there. So how are we living all together? They say, okay, we were killing each other and we were killing each other in the most awful way possible, and we cannot let that happen again ever, because it could come back. And at the end of the books and the movies, they actually say it, we could actually go back to that, but we have to work hard not to and avoid it. So I think it's a very powerful message, especially for countries like mine and countries like many others around the world, which are in very dire situations right now, and where people just don't want to see the other side. They don't really want to understand what the other side is thinking. And I think you have to, in order to ally yourself with them and in order to build something, you have to understand the others. Even if you don't share their values and their vision of the world, you should at least try to understand them and build bridges. And I think that's what they attempt to do in this series. Of course, the central character is a character that has again suffered a lot, and she's not able to build those bridges herself. She has to have some help, and of course that's the other big subject, love, and young love especially, and learning what that feels like, and learning by force basically, because she matures by force. I mean, the character in the books is like 14, 16 years old. She's a really young girl, and when you see Jennifer Lawrence, you see someone a little bit older, so it's not that shocking, but they are children, and that's really heavy. That's really something that if you just imagine and you're like, wow, that's really, really cruel. I mean, that's really, really powerful, I think, and it's entertaining. I really love all the characters. I really love everything. Yes, the screenplays could have been a little bit better, and of course everything could have been a little bit more meaty and a little bit more profound, but I think this is good enough for young people, to be honest, in order to understand many of the hardships and problems that the world is going on right now, back then, and in the future, because it will still be happening, sadly, things like these. We should all read these books and watch the movies. The books are a very easy read, and the movies are just 4 movies, and they are very entertaining. I know some people really don't like them, but I really love them, and I would recommend all the movies and all the books to you. And of course, I hope these images here have enticed you to watch the movies or read the books again. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like this video, comment down below whatever you think about these movies, positive, negative, about the books too, whatever. Share this video on your social media, and of course subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Goodbye.